What's up, my beautiful Irish people? We're back again with another NEWSTALK reaction, okay? Welcome back to County Gains News Media, okay? The best news media station in the planet. Today we have Leinster House bike shed cost €335,000 and it's just unbelievable, guys. You know, apparently outside Leinster House, they built a bike shed to house like 18 bikes and it cost something like $330,000, but it also cost $10,000 just to survey the land. So obviously the builders are taking the piss. I'm not so sure it's entirely the government's fault. It is the government's fault, but they have to look into the builders and people that are price gouging, because this is crazy. I've never heard of a bike shed costing anything more than $5,000. So, you know, that sort of money for a bike shed is insane, guys. It's literally the most ultimate waste of money. And probably, you know, they do that to get around taxes or something wild. I'm not really sure, but drop a comment down below. We're going to see what they have to say about it, and let's get it, guys.
The Minister with responsibility for the Office of Public Works has demanded an immediate review around the construction of a new bike shelter at Leinster House, which has cost €335,000. We'd like to get your take on this. I was at a meeting in my local area. I won't even go into the details, but there are changes proposed to the transport links into town. And something that was said a couple of times among people anecdotally was, isn't this so typically Irish? And it's something that's been said about the bike shed.
That's like so insulting to like Irish, you know, people as well, guys. So thanks for that. Thank you for that. Sure, we're so stupid that like we couldn't even build a bike shed that costs more than a damn house. All right, well, that's kind of insulting
As well. Sure, isn't that the way we do things in Ireland? And
I should to be grand anyways.
Don't think we should really accept that as a level. I'm going to bring in our first guest, Green Party TD and member of the Public Accounts Committee, Mark O'Cosig, who is with me. Mark, do you feel this is money well spent?
No, absolutely not, Claire. I'm raging about it. I think it plays into the worst type of stereotypes that we have about Irish politics and Irish politicians, where, you know, we lavish out money on things that are for our politicians, and meanwhile we can't get basic services in parts of the economy that we need. Now, to give context, I'm a member of the All Party Oireachtas Cyclist Group that way back in 2020, we made a fairly simple request. We wanted covered bike parking. And that's not even really for the TDs and the senators who use it, but there's several thousand people who work in the Leinster House complex, and it's not too big an ask to say, well, if somebody cycled to work, would it be okay if there was a roof on their bike shelter so that their bike is not drenched when they come back? But now it's morphed into this enormous white elephant where, you know, €335,000 spent on it. Out of interest, I went on DAF this morning. You can buy a 4-bedroom semi-detached in Collins Avenue in Waterford, which is a really nice part of Waterford, for $335,000.
That's crazy. Guys, they should have just built a house or 2 houses for homeless people. Wouldn't that have been better than a bike shed? I mean, it's just outrageous. I mean, guys, I'm not raging. I'm not surprised. I mean, the government are stat stupid. Like, for those who don't know, guys, our Irish government, probably the worst government I've ever seen in my entire life. They are so, bro, everything they do is just a clown show. Like the business deals, none of them are masculine, which means that none of them can make good business deals, okay? And I know people are like, what you mean? Like, but women can be masculine as well. Women are much more masculine nowadays than men, a lot of men, okay? But it seems like that the guys can't make any business deals. We need like proper businessmen in the government, guys. You know, Michael O'Leary, guy that owns Ryanair, shit like that, guys. We need people like that in the flipping government to make proper business negotiations. Guys, put me into that. I have more business acumen than any of these people. It's ridiculous, guys.
Now, there's nobody who can convince me that the bike shelter that we see on the grounds of Leinster House is worth that kind of money. And so I think there's serious questions to be asked around value for money for the taxpayer. And I absolutely empathise with that frustration that you've heard, where people are saying, look, is this what it takes in Ireland to deliver really one of the most basic types of infrastructure that you could imagine? And I feel especially cross as, I suppose, a Green Party representative and somebody who wants to make, you know, cycling to and from work more common, you know, and just an everyday part of people's life, where that whole agenda really gets undermined by things like this. I mean,
yeah, I don't disagree. I think cycling is beautiful. You know, God forbid we walk and run more in this country, guys. Everyone is just getting so obese now. It's like We need to see fit people running around. You know, the only fit people I see are like men and women, and men not really. Women under like from like the ages of like 18 to like 25, and then guys from the ages of like 18 to like 25, a little bit maybe older. Nowadays, like all men are just skinny, weak. None of them cycle. None of them run anywhere. None of them go to the gym. It's embarrassing, guys. Like all our facilities are so expensive. Like seeing young people overweight is just so sad, guys. It's so sad, bro. Like, and I'm a personal trainer. I want to help everyone. You know, I would do this shit for free. You know, if I didn't have to pay flipping taxes and all that type of thing. But like, it's just crazy. Like we should be cycling everywhere, but stuff like this is just undermining the whole argument. Like, what, we need bike sheds for that much money? Just have the bikes out in the rain. Who cares? Or just use your t-shirt to wipe off the flipping wet seat, and then on your bike, you know, as they say, on your bike, mate, just on your bike home. It's just ridiculous, bro.
Delivering something as basic as a bike shelter, or be it lock up for, you know, when you're cycling to work, or showers at work, this should be really cost effective. They should be simple measures to put in place, and it certainly shouldn't morph into this kind of spending.
And Mark, to dial down, if we can, for a minute into the costing, there's a huge amount gone on VAT. I mean, I suppose that's acceptable, but 284,000 of the total amount was spent on the shelter's construction, 2,952 on archaeological services. As I say, the VAT was over 38,000, and
the VAT was 38 grand. Oh, Jesus.
10,816 was spent on admin services. One of
10,000 euro to admin that. Jesus, man. I mean, the spending is like, dude, it's like the last days of Rome, the spending. Like, oh, let's just buy crazy shit. I mean, they think they're like flipping, I don't know, like playboys of the Western world. Like, we need to start saving money, guys. And not saving it, you can spend it, but just not needless spending. That just sounds crazy, guys.
Of the justifications given was that it's in a historic setting of our national parliament. Do you think that explains any of the costs?
Well, I can tell you, and I suppose this is wearing my hat as a member of the Public Accounts Committee, Claire. One of my real frustrations here is I can't dig down into the costs, because we have this single line which covers the vast majority of it. Once you have the VAT factored in, 322,000 and change goes into the construction and installation. Now, I can't see a tender document for that, because it happens under this Part 9 application process, which is slightly different, and there's a framework agreement in place. But what I have done this morning is I've written to the Secretariat of the Public Accounts Committee, and I've asked that we send for that framework agreement so that we can actually usefully dig down into that enormous sum of money, because it's not enough to just give us simply one line to say construction and installation costs. If we're paying that much money for construction and installation, I want to know exactly what was included in that. I want to see the breakdown, and I really want to see whether we're getting value for money for it, because I find it very hard to conceive that, and taking into account all of the facts that, you know, we have protected structures here, there's archaeological interests, all of those things, I still can't see how the work that has been done to basically install 18 bike stands with a roof on it, how that can amount to over 320,000.
That's insane, guys. Let me break it down for you. So the concrete for like a good, like, let's say 10 yards or 10 meters, whatever. All right, that'd be about 300, 400 euro, max 500 euro, okay? Then the actual shed itself, maybe 1,000, 2,000 max. And then the actual bike stands, maybe 500 to 1,000. So you're looking at what is that? 3,000, 4,000 max per actual bike shed. So if you have 18 bike sheds or whatever, 18 bike sheds, or I think it's just one bike shed, but if you have 18 bike sheds times 4,000, what's that? 18 times 4, 72,000 max, guys. So 100,000 max. They spent triple that, 3 times. Like, how is that even possible? Like, I honestly don't even know. It's just crazy.
So
and can I ask you, do you believe...
We need that level of detail.
Do you agree, though, with Kieran O'Donnell? Yes, we need more detail, but do we need a review? Is that not just going to cost more money?
Well, if we're having a review, then it shouldn't be an internal review. It shouldn't be a case of the OPW getting to comment on its own spending. We have a Public Accounts Committee now. I don't think that a Public Accounts Committee needs to jump on every single controversy that comes for a full public hearing.
I think there should be, because people need to be held accountable. Whoever signed off on this should get fired, guys. They shouldn't get promoted and stuff, because that's what normally happens, guys. It's all swept underneath the rug, and then it just blows over, and nothing gets done about it, guys. There's no actual review.
But certainly as a member of the Public Accounts Committee, I would like to be able to read that line-by-line detail. I know in response to Ken Fox's FOI, some of that was held back, and they cited security concerns. Fine, if there's security concerns involved in it, members of the Public Accounts Committee have done this before, we can read
security concerns over what, guys? The people will probably riot when they hear that they spent way too much money. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Absolutely insane. Drop your comment down below. Let me know what you think about the, more than nearly 500,000, more than 250,000 bike shed. Insane stuff. I love you all. Stay free, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.